When you think of a college president, you might conjure up someone who has traveled the world, experienced a variety of upper academic settings, and who basically brings with him or her a well-rounded approach to learning and living. But you can find that and more embodied in the new president of Wartburg College in Waverly, Dr. Darrel Colson, who joined Wartburg in July, and we're delighted to have him here this noon. Welcome. I know you've gotten many welcomes since you've moved here, but welcome officially from us.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I'm grateful.
Now, what brings, I think people are curious about your profession, as they are many, especially someone who has been other places. You were in Louisiana. You spent a lot of time in Louisiana.
Yeah.
You taught at my alma mater, Pepperdine, in Malibu, and I wind up here, you wind up here. What brought you here just besides the opportunity to be a college president? You obviously loved everything that you saw.
Yeah. Well, I've known of Lutheran higher education for a long time and had a high regard for the approach that the 28 schools affiliated with the ELCA take to educating young people. I've learned more and more about Wartburg in the last 3 or 4 years from friends of mine who are affiliated with the school and had a very high regard for it. So when the opportunity arose to pursue the presidency, I really jumped on it.
Because as small as it is, and is often with the case of smaller private colleges, they do get to make a national name for themselves, especially within the industry, as it were.
Oh, yes,
higher learning.
Absolutely, yes. People in my profession, people in higher education, know of the Lutheran schools, know of the network, and more than a few people know about Wartburg and about its both its successes and its fine reputation here in the Midwest.
And you just have an interesting story yourself. You were born in Venezuela. You married your high school sweetheart. You're still married to your high school sweetheart,
yeah,
even
still.
more importantly.
That's true.
For those who do that. And so you bring a lot of you can relate to a lot of students in that way.
You know, I suspect I can. It's interesting. I was speaking with some of the international students the other day, and I sort of know a little bit about their experience, about what it is to come to a different country and do school at a different country. So I feel as though I do relate to them on a number of levels.
And it's one thing to take over at a school that has a lot of room for improvement. It's quite another when things are working well on their own. The bar is high right away, and then you have to continue that and then lift it up. What do you want to do while you're at Wartburg?
It's funny. I use that same expression all the time when I talk to people on campus and other people affiliated with the school. I talk about how high the bar is and how high the standard is for us to meet and exceed. We've done a lot over the past 15 or 20 years at Wartburg to develop and improve our infrastructure, our physical facilities. They're just splendid. I don't know if you've had a chance to visit. I invite you to come visit sometime if you haven't, to look at our physical facilities. They're grand. Over the next couple of years, growing out of a process, an examination process we have going on, Commission on Mission, we're going to be developing a strategic plan that will focus more tightly on the programming, on academic programming and co-curricular programming, so as to improve what's already a good base there, but we're going to improve it. We're going to make it even better.
Well, you just had, I know, a successful week of Private Colleges Week in Wartburg, as did many of the schools across Iowa. And, of course, information and conversation exceeds the time allotted here. But we want to thank you once again, Dr. Darrel Colson, for coming in and have a great time while at Wartburg. And we trust you won't think about leaving for some time.
Well, thank you very much. Okay. I appreciate the welcome.
And we'll be right back.